This Memorial Day, all that matters is fighting for faith, family, and freedom. Very simple. The iconic words of Ronald Reagan ring out loud and clear more than ever before. If it's been some time since you've heard the Gipper's voice heralding these timeless words, trumpeted from the depths of his soul with resolute biblical conviction, way back in 1967 during the red-hot epic of the Cold War with the Soviet communists. He said that freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when men were free. Incredible. Reagan understood the times in which he lived. Reagan understood the currents of history, similar to what the author G. Michael Hoff wrote, that hard times create strong men create good times, and good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. John Lovell, Army Ranger and evangelical Christian, writes in his book, The Warrior Poet Way, that we see this cycle repeated throughout history. For as long as there have been civilizations to speak of, he said that you can observe it happening in the rise and decline of empires, all following the same tragic pattern. In many ways, he says, we are still living in those days of increasingly easy times, especially in America, which is producing softer men each day. He says this is not good. Mainstream culture continues to shift toward relativism and acceptance of atrocities that would have embarrassed our forefathers. The moral absolutes of yesterday are chalked up to a dated naivete. God is rejected. Patriotism is scorned. The family structure is being dissolved. Even the lines of gender, which have been intrinsically understood since the dawn of humanity, have been thrown into question. Everything we have known and held dear seems to be slipping between our fingers. And he says this is not an out there kind of problem. It's here and now, and things are only getting worse. As we sit in the lap of luxury during the most affluent age that has ever existed, we do so with front row seats to our own forthcoming apocalypse. And lastly, he says that the freedom that we have was fought for and must be protected. This is the way it has always been. We have a choice regarding what kind of world we want to create for our children, and we must choose it now before it's too late. Unless we do something, we are headed toward the same fate as the men who lived to see empires crumble. That's powerful stuff. And I pray that stirs your heart in some way, shape, or form and fills your heart with joy and gladness and gratitude for the tremendous blessing that has been passed on to us from those who have gone before us, especially this Memorial Day weekend. Because as we zero